Hi there, Andrew here. We're putting feelers out for the idea of sponsors for the show. We have grown to a sizable audience of legal professionals, and we'd love to find a way to get the resources to continue to grow the show and spend more time on it. This might take the form of more longer form, maximum minimum competence episodes, or longer daily episodes, or maybe short interviews. We've had a couple of inquiries regarding sponsorship, but want to get feedback from all of you, the listeners. If you have thoughts or have a sponsor in mind that you think would be a good fit, shoot me an email at andrew@leahy.org. We're still very much in the brainstorming stage, so all ideas are good ideas. So ends the housekeeping segment. Let's get to the show. Hello and welcome to the Minimum Competence episode for Thursday, March 9th, 2023. I'm your host for today, Andrew Leahy, a tax and technology attorney from New Jersey. In today's episode, we have Sam Bankman-Fried asking for more time to prepare a defense, a former Florida prosecutor suing Ron DeSantis for his ousting, the JetBlue and Spirit merger, and trouble for JPMorgan. Let's just try to muscle through this. Sam Bankman-Fried's lawyers have indicated that they may need to delay his scheduled October 2nd criminal trial due to the need for additional time to review evidence and prepare a defense. They noted that federal prosecutors have yet to turn over evidence collected from electronic devices belonging to two of Bankman-Fried's former associates who have pleaded guilty and are cooperating with prosecutors. In addition, prosecutors added new fraud and conspiracy charges last month, increasing the number of counts to 12. Bankman-Fried, a former billionaire and founder of FTX cryptocurrency exchange, faces charges of cheating investors and causing billions of dollars in losses. The 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals has decided to expedite the consideration of a lawsuit filed by Florida State Prosecutor Andrew Warren against Governor Ron DeSantis over his ousting. Warren, a Democrat, was suspended by DeSantis for neglecting to enforce a proposed 15-week abortion ban and gender transition treatments for minors. DeSantis has said that he suspended Warren for, quote, neglect of duty, not because of his views on abortion. Warren filed a lawsuit against DeSantis, alleging that the governor unlawfully suspended him after he signed a statement with other prosecutors vowing not to use their offices to criminalize reproductive health decisions. A federal judge previously found that DeSantis' suspension order violated U.S. and Florida law, but declined to reinstate Warren. Warren appealed the decision, leading to the current fast-tracked hearing, which will take place in the first week of May. The case's resolution is crucial as it involves the critical First Amendment issues that the case presents. One way or another, one can expect this one to make it to the Supreme Court, where its outcome is, with a conservative majority, probably fait accompli. Shearman and Sterling has been selected to represent JetBlue Airways in its upcoming legal battle against the U.S. Department of Justice over the proposed merger with Spirit Airlines. The DOJ has filed a complaint stating that the merger would result in increased consumer prices. The Shearman team representing JetBlue includes antitrust partners Jessica Delbaum, Ryan Shores, and Rachel Zeminski, with Delbaum working in the DOJ's antitrust division before joining the firm in 2004. Shearman litigation partners Richard Schweb and Michael Mitchell are also involved. The merger is worth $3.8 billion and was announced in July. To give you some brief background on the number of air carriers in the United States, in 1995, there were 95. By 2005, there were 85. In 2015, there were 63, which is roughly where the count remains today. A 33% decline in the total number of air carriers over a 20-year span without an explanation like the advent of high-speed rail or underground tunnels, I'm looking at you, the boring company, would suggest some loss of competition without necessarily a corresponding loss in demand. A quick content warning here for non-specific references to assault. This is our last short story of the day, so if you want to hop off here, we'll see you back here tomorrow. JPMorgan Chase & Co. has filed 2 complaints in Manhattan federal court against Jess Staley, accusing the former private banking head of entangling the bank with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and putting his interests above the bank's. The largest U.S. bank is defending itself against lawsuits by the U.S. Virgin Islands and an unnamed woman who claimed JPMorgan aided Epstein's sex trafficking by keeping him as a client. JPMorgan said Staley should pay damages if it were found liable and repay all compensation from 2006 to 2013, which could total tens of millions of dollars. Staley, who became Barclays CEO after leaving JPMorgan, has denied knowledge of Epstein's alleged crimes. Lawyers for Staley did not immediately respond to many requests from the media for comment. Epstein's victims are also suing Deutsche Bank AG, where Epstein was a client from 2013 to 2018, and Deutsche Bank is seeking a dismissal. Thank you so much for listening to Minimum Competence, your daily news podcast for lawyers. If you're looking for more than Minimum Competence, links to further reading on all the topics touched on today are in the show notes. If you have any questions or story suggestions, find us on Mastodon on the esq.social instance. I'm at Andrew, and my co-host Gina is at Gina. Reviews go a long way towards helping new listeners to find our show. If you have a moment and can leave a rating or review on your podcast player, we'd sure appreciate it. And if you know someone that might be interested in a story we cover, consider sending them the episode. Minimum Competence is part of the ESQcast network of podcasts and streams on esqstream.com. We'll see you back here tomorrow, and until then, look up in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's your minimum competence.